There's so much stuff going on around burning fuel efficiently that many of electronic devices are necessary. Emissions scare all of us and kill many good old different ways of doing things, like air cooling or carburetors. Pure mechanical operation of the carburetors significantly simplifies engines and make them somehow more interesting. Johnson Evinrude V4. It's interesting to see how every single engine application varies from the other. Johnson Evinrude has been on the market for several decades with 2-stroke single and 2 cylinders, but in 1958 the very first V4 came along. The initial output was 50 horsepower and was sold in 60 and 90 degree configuration. Laverda V6. Sadly, as a short-living project, the Laverda 6-cylinder was meant for a 24-hour race at Paul Ricard. Although the bike was capable of over 280 km per hour, due to its hefty weight, it did not perform all that well and did not finish. Regardless, there was nothing like that on the starting line, and its sound fed by 6 Del Ortos was amazing. Mazda Felf A. The Rotary engine layout is an old one and emerged in times when carburetors were still trending. As a cost-friendly fuel delivery system, the Felf A, following the 10A, was the last iteration of the Mazda Wankel engine to use a carburetor from brands like Nikki or Hitachi. Ford GT40. The famous Ferrari killer was equipped with engines from 4.2 up to 7 liters. Those were small block engines, but the largest unit came from the Ford FE series, sized like a medium block. The 427 had a single 4-barrel Holley carb that managed to get as many as 485 horsepower out of it. Volvo B18. The B18 is a famous engine as it managed to run over 3 million miles in a 1966 Volvo P1800. There were various versions made with different compression ratios, different carbs for many different applications. While most of them sold in road cars, the B18 was also installed in various military vehicles of Swedish Army. Cosworth BDA. There were various engines within the BDA series, but the only true BDA was the one meant for Ford Escort, based on the Kent engine. The 1.6-liter unit was reworked with twin overhead cams with a belt drive and fed by carbs. It was designed by Mike Hall for the FIA Group 2 and 4 series for rally and touring racing. Honda S800. This S800 was amongst the very first automobiles by Honda, which after war was only experienced with a motorcycle production. The S800 came to replace the S600 with a 10,000 revving engine and reasonable fuel consumption of 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers. Interestingly, it failed to meet emission regulations in the USA. Pontiac Straight 8. The inline 8 from the 30s was relatively of a small capacity, but nobody expected huge power out of it. It was the reliability and comfort what this engine was capable of. Breathing through a non-crossflow flathead, it was a very quiet engine, and thanks to short bore and long stroke design, also torquey with low idle speed. Chevrolet 454. Being physically larger than a small block, the Chevy Big Block was a piece of heavy American iron. It was built to propel large cars and trucks and ranged from 250 to 700 plus horsepower. The 454 may seem ridiculously large, but it was in the middle of the whole range. Using a 4-barrel Holley, it appeared in the Caprice, El Camino, Corvette and others. Honda RC149. In 1965, Honda failed to outrun Suzuki's 2-cylinder 2-stroke with 9 speeds, and so the 1965 125cc 4-cylinder was replaced by a 5-cylinder. As Honda at the time believed in 4-stroke, they did their best and created the RC149, the fastest 125cc GP bike ever, which achieved the 1966 title.